Hello everyone, today I'll be checking out Hubei Restaurant in Millbrae, which is known for their Hubei cuisine. Hubei is from the central region of China, and I enjoy trying all sorts of regional foods from China, but this will be my first time trying Hubei cuisine, so I have a feeling we're gonna find some unique and definitely different sort of Chinese style dishes that I've never even had before. I already know that this is gonna be one delightful meal, so let's go. I just made it here at Hubei Restaurant and I placed my order and I got a variety of some of their most popular dishes. The first dish I got is their Cumin steak, and this is just like a massive platter full of nice large bone-in meat because I enjoy eating meat off of the bone because it always seems like it tastes better. Oh, this smells really nice and aromatic, and what definitely smells different about this compared to other cumin dishes I've had before is I smell a strong smell of celery, and it actually doesn't smell too spicy. I almost kind of want to faceplant into it because it just smells so pleasant. It's just like intoxicating. Oh, this beef ribs are even more addictive than I thought they would be. The meat is just fall off the bone tender, and the rub is addicting. It's salty, I taste the cumin flavor, I get a mild kick from the chilies, but then I also get an aroma and a mild taste from the celery that's in there. So now I want to go for a bite of the celery on its own. Ooh, the celery is very nice. It adds a lot of aroma since they use Chinese celery, but I do love the plating as well because they have a little celery stalk as well as the carrots cut into flour. Now I gotta go for this Wuhan tofu skin, and this looks amazing. This is like a fried bean curd skin stuffed with sticky rice, and I love myself some sticky rice, and I've never really had anything like this, like a deep fried stuffed skin with sticky rice in it. This just looks amazing, and it smells really nice and fried. And it still feels a little bit crispy. This just looks amazing. It just looks really flavorful and just oozing with juices, and it looks like there's a little bit of meat in here as well. Oh, I love the taste of the fried bean curd skin. Definitely adds a lot of flavor, but I think my favorite part actually is the inner sticky rice because it's so glutinous and slightly chewy, and it just kind of sticks and absorbs all the flavor from the little pieces of pork. And I feel like because it's such a sticky mixture, it just kind of spreads all the flavor around your mouth, and it really lingers behind all of its meaty and savory and umami goodness. Next, I'll be trying the Wuhan hot noodles, and these look like nice long egg noodles topped off with a liberal amount of garlic as well as green onions, and I'm just gonna give this a good mix because there's sesame sauce on the bottom, so we gotta incorporate all of the flavorful aromatics and sauce into these noodles. And I already smell the nutty roasted scent, and this is gonna be one flavor packed bite. I already know it. Oh wow, that is just like a flavor explosion. That's probably the most flavorful item I've had so far. First, you got the tender and chewy bite of the noodles, and then you're hit with the sesame sauce, which is really nice and savory. It tastes like roasted sesame seeds, so you got a really deep nuttiness, and in a way, it's almost like a peanut butter or like a sesame butter, because it kind of coats your tongue in all of its oily and rich flavors. Now I'll be moving on to their stir-fried lotus fruit, which is like twice fried, because first they stir-fried this lotus fruit to cook its fruit, and then they covered it in a light crispy batter and deep-fried it and mixed it in with a whole bunch of chilies. It looks like there's some jalapenos in here as well as dried red chilies, and it just almost looks like French fries. In fact, that's what the waitress said. Alright, I'm gonna start with a bite that's plain, and then I'll get it with a bite with some of the chilies. Oh, the waitress is right. These are really like Chinese French fries, except I would say these are like way better than French fries because first you got the crispy and fresh lotus fruit, and then it's coated in a thin batter, and then I get the flavor from all the aromatics. I mean, I also taste the green onion, I taste a little bit of red chilies, but what's surprising and I wasn't expecting is I taste a little bit of Szechuan peppercorns, which I'm obsessed with because they bring so much of a zing and citrusy flavor. Now for a bite with all the chilies, I got some of the Szechuan peppercorn as well as the green chili as well as the dried red chili. Oh, that is absolutely wonderful. It is definitely meant to be eaten with all the chilies because if I mix this up, you can see there's so many different chilies in here. And it also looks like there's even a little bit of celery. But I love the flavor from all the chilies because it really brightens everything up, kind of cuts down some of the richness, and it'll like light your palate alive with brightness and flavor. All the food has been delicious, but this is my favorite dish so far, and it's really hard to put this down because I really want to just keep on snacking on it. Something about the spiciness and saltiness just really hooks me in. Okay, now I'll be moving on to their homemade fish balls, which looks amazing. This is just like steamed fish balls cooked together with a whole bunch of different vegetables. Oh, this just looks amazing. The fish balls look really nice and bouncy, and they're just made out of freshly ground fish. And I grew up eating the fish balls that my grandma made, so I am a big fish ball person. Okay, that is just incredible. That is just straight up awesome because the sauce is very subtle. It just tastes like your classic light Chinese style garlic sauce, which really lets the flavor of all the other ingredients shine. And I enjoyed that fishbowl so much because the texture of it is just unbelievable. It definitely tastes like it was literally just made in the kitchen a few minutes ago, made to order, because the texture of it is different than most fish balls because it's so fresh. It almost tastes fluffy from all the fish in there, and it's so pleasant just to bite into. I'm guessing this is also a part of the fish ball as well. It looks like it's a sliced almost fish cake made out of the same fish mixture. Oh, that is amazing. That is like even more fluffy than a fish ball, and in fact, it's almost like more tender than biting into like a piece of plain fish. Because this tastes like it's made with cod, so it just tastes almost so aerated, and it's just almost like eating fish cotton candy in a way. I mean, this is also almost just as good as those lotus fries. I mean, this is also addictive in its own way. There's also a lot of green vegetables in here. I'm not sure what it is. It looks like it might be some sort of squash, but either way, I'm gonna give it a taste. All those green vegetables are so pleasant. It almost tastes like a cross between squash and eggplant because I really get sort of like an eggplant flavor, and then it has like the juiciness and the soft texture of a squash, and it's definitely a refreshing counterpart to go with some of the heavier bites of the meal. So it's nice to have some of the fish and veggies in this dish and then go for a bite of something else, like maybe like a beef rib. Speaking of some of the heavier, more flavorful dishes, I want to try this dry cooked chicken, which looks really nice and spicy. It almost looks orangey from all the spice, and there's also plenty of chilies. Okay, in I go immediately with the chilies because I am not afraid of these chilies. Oh, this is fantastic. The flavor sort of reminds me of the lotus fries, but it's definitely different because you do get the same chili blend, but with this one, you also get caramelized onions in here, as well as a sweet and savory and sticky soy glaze that just kind of coats it, but it's not too much, so it's still nice and dry and crisp on the outside. I also got to go in with a bite with the onion because it just looks too good to resist. Oh, the onion actually adds a lot because it's cooked at a high heat. It really gets seared, and then it absorbs the flavor from the chilies as well as the soy sauce, and it's really just like nature's sponge, and it really just kind of brings together some of the flavors to go along with the bite of chicken. Next, I'm going to be going for the steamed spare ribs, and this looks really interesting because it looks like it might be spicy since it has a little bit of an orangey reddish sauce, and then it also looks like there's potatoes on the bottom. All the ribs are nice and tender, and the sauce is definitely unexpected. I was hit with a strong flavor of the Chinese wine, but while being strong, it's not overly intense. It tastes really light and floral all at the same time, and I really like how it goes with the meat. But now I want to try one of the potatoes because I'm kind of curious to see how that's going to go with some of the flavor from the sauce. Oh, the potato's really nice and creamy, and it just kind of gets buttery because it absorbs the flavor from all of the pork fat at the bottom. And I would say the potato is definitely a critical component of this dish. And for my final dish, I'll be trying these pearl balls, which are like these steamed sticky rice balls, and I'm kind of curious to see if it's filled with something. Oh, this is a surprise. I was not expecting this. I bit into it, I got the taste of sticky rice, and then just an explosion of juiciness because the inside is like an entire meatball. And this definitely reminds me of the steamed meatballs you get at dim sum, only made better because it's covered in sticky rice. And isn't pretty much everything with sticky rice better? I think so, and this definitely follows that rule. It's time for dessert, and they brought out a complimentary mung bean soup, which I'm excited about because I love myself red bean soup, but I've never had mung bean soup before. Oh, this is great because first of all, it's not too sweet, and then I get the texture from all the mung beans in there, which I really enjoy, and it almost has the flavor of like red bean soup, but it's a little bit more subtle, a little bit more mild. But I do think that if you love red bean soup, you're also gonna love mung bean soup, because honestly, I don't know why this isn't more popular or more mainstream, because it's really nice and it's not too heavy either, especially at the end of a large meal. The owner also surprised me with these fried sesame balls for dessert because she saw that I was filming, so she wanted to give me a little something, and honestly, I never really expect anything, so it's always a real surprise and a real pleasure when someone gives me a complimentary dessert or something like this, especially when it's something as good as sesame balls, because I gotta go for a bite of this because I really do enjoy a really good sesame ball. A little hot. Oh, these sesame balls are amazing, but they are a little bit hot, so you gotta be careful, because when they bring these out to you, they will be piping hot, and as I bit into it, I just quite nearly burned inside of my mouth, but thankfully, it was still just cool enough where I could eat it without burning myself. And the outside is so crispy. I love the chewy exterior as well, all of the nuttiness from the sesame seeds, and I'm pretty sure it's also filled with red bean. I gotta give it another bite, just to be sure. Oh, I love that. It is just like a smooth red bean paste, and it definitely adds a lot to the flavor of the sesame ball on its own. And these are seriously addictive. I mean, it is so bad, but I'm telling you, I could eat this entire serving in one sitting, even after a large meal, because I almost feel like when dessert comes around, I have like a second stomach that opens up, because I really do have a bit of a sweet tooth. The sesame balls are an absolute way to end a meal, and it's something you definitely have to get, because you do not want to skip dessert here. You must get the sesame balls. Oh, what a wonderful experience this was, trying Hubei cuisine for the first time, because I got so many different dishes and I really enjoyed pretty much everything that I ordered because they were all very unique in their own way. Now, as far as my must tries here get, I mean, it's so hard because there's even more dishes on the menu that I wanted to try, but I would say if you're coming here, you definitely cannot miss out on the dry cooked chicken or that fried lotus fruit, because both of those were seriously had some addictive superpowers. And then of course, if you're going to be getting those two slightly heavier dishes, you also got to get the fresh fish balls because they're so perfectly made, and this is one of the best freshly made fish balls I've had in a really long time, and I like that it also comes with lots of vegetables just to make it really light and fresh. If you're looking for a really unique Chinese meal that you won't find in a lot of places, definitely check out Hubei Restaurant here in Millbrae, because it is one heck of a restaurant and you definitely gotta try as many dishes as you can here. As always, I really hope you all enjoyed the video. Make sure if you did to give it a like, and also make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.